Okay, today I want to send you a short clip about the problem statement. Students who are making or preparing their thesis statement, I feel like students is having difficulty in creating a very, good problem statement. And here I want to show them, what the problem statement is, and give them how to write on how to prepare with a simple example. In the first place, first of all, what is problem statement? And usually a problem statement is a short and unbiased description that consists of one or two contextual sentences. So problem statement is the place where students describe the problem or the challenges or issues, process improvement, that your thesis or your project, needs to address. Here, what you want to write or what your thesis is about, maybe some issues. So problem statement is the place where you concisely describe, the issue or the problem that you want to write about. So the problem might be normal and occurrence, or maybe a particular situation. And so this statement, problem statement, must identify the problem's current state, how you want to clarify the desired future state, and how to to fill the gap between the two states. For example, what the problem arises today, and how you feel like to be in the future. The problem statement should also create a situation for your listeners, for your audience, for your readers. You have to define the problem within the context of a solution that you are required to propose. So this is a very important, tool that a student can help to make sure that everyone who writes a thesis, or everyone who want to write a project, the importance of having to address, how you want to do it. Okay, so why is the problem statement important, to be written, or a part of your thesis? Why is it important? Yeah, as far as we understand, a problem statement is, very important to the process of your thesis improvement, because the problem statement is the one that helps, to identify the goal and the scope of your thesis. So it also guides the activities and decisions that you want to do, as well as, and it can focus your research, and you can also create a very strong project, or a very strong thesis whatsoever. So because the problem statement finally helps you achieve, to get a better results, as because you want to remain focused on reaching your thesis primary goal at all the times. So this is, how the problem statement is, very important. Okay, and now let us see the elements of problem statement. For example, when a student want to prepare or to write a problem statement of one page or half page whatsoever, there are usually four important elements to include when you want to write a problem statement. First, ideal situation. 2, reality. 3, consequences. And 4, proposal. So let me first explain one by one. The first element of writing problem statement is having ideal situation. You have to have a statement that gives a background context or that describes the ideal situation, because if there wasn't a problem to address, this section could not be identified the goals and the scope of the project. So, and here is the place where you can create a clear understanding of the ideal environment. One is the person starts to address the issue. So here is the place where you will make it easier for your readers to understand the nature of your problem. And number two, the reality is, the next step forward of your problem statement element is, and here is the place where you will describe and, the current reality of your thesis or your research, or the reality where, possible organization or possible situation that you want to write. In this section, then you need to identify the problem. You have to mention why this problem is amongst the people or amongst the. You have to also to identify in here who the problem affects, and you must also describe when and where and why and who and which, they identify it to the existing problem. It's important to focus on why, this should continue to do this research, or even if this problem is overlooked, for example, the consequences that may have on the society, or where the situation of your thesis lies. This is the reality. And number three, the consequences is the place where you usually try to to impart what the problem may affect, or the basically your research shows, brings forth the effect and the magnitude of the problem that may put on the society, or the people that may affect. So you are going to list or to identify the common possible consequences that may be losing of time or money or resource or human life, productivity whatsoever. So it's important to give the relevant data and research in order to build or to support your paper or your article. So here is very important again. And the last but not least, the problem statement is has got a proposal, the recommendations and what you feel this problem may be solved. Here is the place where you explain the possible steps that you need to to take in order to resolve the problem that you have mentioned, and the reason why should be very effective. So it's very helpful for everyone to estimate the success of your solutions, and include some possible recommendations and the concerned party that you feel like having the ability to solve this problem. So you're going to explain why you need to spend a lot of time and income in order to have a possible solution for this problem. So that is the key elements of writing problem statements. In my next clip, I will try to give you deeply answering the questions who, what, when, where, why, and how, what we call WH questions that needs to be answered. I mean that I will give you possible examples of how problem solving is written. Thank you very much.